Hey guys, it's AJ, and I know normally we have a lot of fun, and don't worry, we're gonna have some fun. But I wanted to address something. I had a video that I did, a short that I did, where I set some stuff on fire, and I had some notes on that. So I wanted to just briefly address that. So I would say about every 2 months, I have a brush, a pile of brush, something like this. Honestly, I could probably make more, but of course, you need, when you cut stuff out of the yard, it's got to dry out. So I've got to let it sit there and let it dry out and yada yada yada. At any rate, the two biggest notes it seemed like I got was that I was using fuel to start the fire, and that I was using fireworks to ignite the fuel. And I want to address both of those things. Yes and yes. For the fact that if I tried to start this stupid brush fire over here with just flint and steel, I mean, I can do it. I've done it before. It just takes forever. I'm a man of convenience. So yeah, I use fuel. I keep the fire far enough away from my house where I'm not worried about ignition sources. I have a water supply. I have a extinguisher resources nearby. I also am very conscious of when the last time it rained, how wet the ground is, how flammable the grass around the fire is going to be. I'm also looking at the structure of the brush pile itself, because I don't like it when the embers go up in the sky and send sparks to places I don't want them to be. I'm conscious of all these things. But yeah, I'm going to use fuel to start the fire because it starts faster and it burns better. And I like using fireworks for two main reasons. One, it's fun. And then the other reason is that it's an ignition source that I can literally control by lighting, you know, a black powder fuse and then throwing into the fire. Which means when I pour, and I'm going to show you here in a second, when I pour gasoline on the fire, I don't know if you guys know this, if you saw this on Mythbusters, liquid gasoline doesn't burn. Right? The vapors burn. So when I pour liquid gasoline on a brush pile, it actually has to vaporize, and some of the vapor has to go down into the pile. And once enough of that has happened, that's what ignites when you throw something with a spark in there. Right? So something like firecrackers or a Roman candle or something like that will have a longer spark that's hotter, that's better at catching the vapors on fire. And once the vapors catch on fire, that can get hot enough to start burning some other fuel sources, maybe some natural bacon grease, maybe whatever. And then I can get the heavier stuff, the wood brush, the logs, and everything like that to burn. So without further ado, we're going to start a fire. So we're taking some regular gasoline here. You can use, you know, any kind of accelerant as a fuel, like kerosene or, you know, anything like that. But I had gasoline handy, and I like the whoosh it makes. You see, I'm not using a lot. It's maybe 3/4 of a cup, maybe a cup in that big glass jar. And I'm using the glass jar because the gasoline doesn't act as a solvent and melt it like it would different kinds of plastics or anything like that. The glass won't degrade, and it's completely, you know, chemically neutral. I pour it over the top and sort of just let the fumes, I let it aerate and let the fumes sort of settle down within the brush pile, because what I want is a fuel air mixture that's going to catch that spark, that ignition source. This time I'm using black hat firecrackers, which don't work as well as, you know, the Roman candles. You can see that first try didn't really do anything but make a bunch of noise and smoke. It usually takes 2 tries when I do this, but it is pretty fun. So I got that one nice and inside the fire, so there's plenty of sparks, and the popping should be in. And there you go, right there. It caught the vapor, and we get a nice big blaze. The fuel gets everything evenly ignited, everything that's dry, everything that's ready to burn catches up quick. We got us a big good fire. It's good to go, and we're happy. Look at that. Thanks.